Forward, a 6'5" senior from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, number 30, Darrell Kennedy. For Iowa at forward, a 6'5" sophomore from Flint, Michigan, number 23, Roy Marble. For Oklahoma at center, a 6'9" junior from Sparta, Georgia, number 25, Harvey Brant. For Iowa at center, a 6'7" senior from San Bernardino, California, number 3, Jerry Wright. For Oklahoma at guard, a 6'2" junior from Dallas, Texas, number 14, Ricky Grace. For Iowa at guard, a 6'2" sophomore from Detroit, Michigan, number 10, B.J. Armstrong. For Oklahoma at guard, a 6'3" senior from Gary, Indiana, number 32, Tim McCallister. And for Iowa at guard, a 6'5" senior from Springfield, Illinois, number 35, Kevin Gamble. And introducing the head coaches for Oklahoma in his 7th season, Billy Tubbs. For Iowa in his 1st season, Dr. Tom Davis.
It's time to advance or time to return to campus. We'll see how the Oklahoma has played extremely well. You're right. In the fast-paced game, when things have slowed down considerably, McCallister and Kennedy don't shoot nearly as well.
And I think they get tired and wild. So we'll watch the proceedings.
Gerald Donahue, Louis Grillo, and Don Rutledge are the officials for tonight's game. And Iowa has it. This is B.J. Armstrong.
Man-to-man by Oklahoma, Tim.
Right. Back to Armstrong. Looking for the big man. Down low is Lohaus.
A lot of inside screening by Iowa, and they'll look to get the ball to the box, even to the guards.
All 5 Iowa players have touched the ball to start things off.
Wasted the dribble there.
Marble in the lane. Has it blocked. Rebound, Brant. Here come the Sooners.
Well, man-to-man early by Tom Davis. Traditionally, the 3-2 flat.
This is Grant inside with a power move and a whistle, and he walked with the ball. First turnover of the game.
Pressure now, Oklahoma. Theirs will mostly be man-to-man, although they will 3-1-1 as well.
A minute gone by and we're scoreless, and that's not expected.
Keep your eye on Lohaus, outside and in. Good deep shooter. Also a great offensive rebounder.
Pass inside, knocked away. Gamble has it for Iowa.
Good pick and roll by Sir Jamalot.
Armstrong. Air ball. Grant. Here go the Sooners. Ricky Grace on the transition. Pump fake, a whistle, and a foul.
Roy Marble down there, Tim. But the hands outside by Gamble stopped the break temporarily. But Oklahoma likes to get it up and down. You've got to balance the floor. You'll see here right away the red shirts. They'll take off even on a jump shot. They'll leave their man in good hands there. Almost helped Iowa, but pretty good speed by Grace and Marble with the giveaway.
Grace, 70% free throw shooter. First point of the game, a minute and a half gone. You know, Grace says Isaiah Thomas is his favorite athlete, and if you see some of the same instincts in Grace, penetrative passer, shoots very well. It's not coincidence.
Good taste. Pressure again. Of course, Iowa has to score to get theirs set up.
2-0 Oklahoma.
Everything's inside. They run a lot of screens away. Right now, Iowa's passing suspect.
Grace pushes it up to the big guy Johnson, who fires from 15, and it's a 4-0 ball game. Sooners.
Right now, Iowa tentative. You mentioned Johnson. He's the guy I'm concerned about for Oklahoma. Billy Tubbs. Can he go at this pace for 40?
B.J. Armstrong, good penetration.
Somewhat tight, don't you think?
I think both clubs are tight right now.
BJ going to the foul line. Roy Marble told us yesterday he saw a whisker on BJ's face, the first hair on his face. And BJ said, well, that's what a year in the Big Ten will do to you.
BJ looks like he's 14 years old. The foul was on Grace, his first personal, the first team foul for Oklahoma.
You get a look at that Brad Lohaus, that insurmountable object, if they make this free throw.
Armstrong filled a big hole this season, left by Andre Banks, and he's filled in admirably. 78% from the line. He hits them both. It is 4-2 Oklahoma. 17:55 first half.
A little wrinkle there. Lohaus did not play the man taking it out. They dropped back. They call that their hard 45.
McCallister from three.
Three-point goal for 32, McCallister.
7-2 Oklahoma.
Timmy McCallister will light it up. Occasionally his judgment is suspect.
A whistle and a foul.
McCallister got hurt a little bit. That's what he gets for trying to play a little defense.
I'll tell you something. It has been said that the only defense played in Norman, Oklahoma is by Barry Switzer's boys.
Tubbsy, self-deprecating humor. He likes to put people on. At practice the other day, you'll notice he had them dunk. Really doesn't want anybody to know he knows a little bit about the game.
Foul was on McCallister, second team foul. Kevin Gamble, normally a 71% free throw shooter, is really tight.
Marble, you saw his athletic ability there. I don't know if they gave this to Grant, but one thing we noticed at the workout was the ability on a free throw. They work hard on it to get offensive rebounding position.
It is on Grant, and what happens if Grant gets into foul trouble tonight?
Well, you've got to look at King, who's played a little bit better, and Watson. Oklahoma a little deeper than they were early in the year.
Gamble, pass inside. They love to use the inside game, but it's on the floor.
Good hustle.
Scramble for the ball.
Go get it.
Picked up by McCallister. And here come the Sooners.
They run a very open offense. 3-2, a lot of cuts, not a whole lot of screens. Post up for Grant. Excellent turnaround jumper. On cue, but no result.
Rebound, Armstrong. Iowa in the transition. Nice pass inside to Gamble.
Iowa needed a run. They've been tentative, but it also sets up this pressure. Lohaus so big, the initial trap, and then they recover.
Sooners have a 3-on-2. Left side, Grant, pump fake, shot. Yes.
That's better. Terrific talent.
25 Oklahoma. Grant.
9-4 Oklahoma. 16:35 remaining first half.
Here's the kick around the middle. I think you've got to stop turning the corner. That is the guard-to-guard pass.
We talked about how important it is for Oklahoma to get off to a quick start. They have done that.
I think it's because of just that inability to handle the pressure early by Iowa. That's a shot they'll normally make.
It's been all Oklahoma on the boards.
Oh, they're loose. They were dancing in warm-ups.
McCallister for three. Rebound, Johnson, who takes it right back up. No whistle, no call, and it's rebounded by Wright.
But they'll get the ball down and take the high percentage shot, Tim.
9-6 after Gamble's shot.
Oklahoma. You mentioned the style of play and all the officials, ACC, SEC, letting them play a little bit right now.
Gamble gets a push from behind by Johnson.
Reporting in for
But there is no foul.
Number 20, Jeff Moe. Number 14, Bill Jones.
Jeff Moe comes into the ball game now for Iowa. Boy, he's a scrappy player. Really doesn't have a lot of speed, can't shoot that well, but he hustles all over the court.
He reminds me of Billy Packer. You know, he's cocky, feisty. Of course, Billy, you know, doesn't use the comb as much anymore. But a tough competitor, more of a two-guard. Billy really ran the team at Wake Forest.
This is Kennedy. Rebound by McCallister. Again, it's McCallister, and I'm surprised that Oklahoma's controlling the boards.
McCallister's great legs, a good jump into the steps there by the horse, DJ Johnson. He does a little woofing. He goes after everybody. He went after Grant at the workout yesterday. This time he's after Eddie Horton, and I would pay to see that one.
David Johnson, 6'7", 265 pounds. Very talented player. Always seems to respond to big games. 9-6 Oklahoma.
See Mo inside on that inside screen. Now Horton should have shot that. He heard the whistle, ended up passing it.
Good penetration by Horton, though.
Very strong player.
Sooner foul charge to 55, David Johnson.
That's Johnson's first personal foul and the 4th team foul.
And he'll do that with the press and the running. Johnson will grab and hold. Not in A1 condition.
Oklahoma averages 89 points a game. Iowa just 87. Ricky Grace pass right side. Nicely done to Grant.
Send it in, Harvey. He's an athlete. He can fill. Because Al Lorenzen just into the game, tentative. You know, Tom subs a lot. Right here, just a bad pass. Ricky Grace, who's calmed this club down, gets the assist needed here, giving it up early, and send it in, Harvey.
Bill Jones the foul.
Harvey Grant, 73% free throw shooter, the twin brother of Horace Grant of Clemson, who was the most valuable player in the Atlantic Coast Conference this year. 12-6 Sooners. 5 minutes gone. First half.
No shot clock needed. This should be Lorenzen over the top. Jeff Moe with the quick one. That's Iowa's style. They will calm down. Right now, they're playing in a rattled fashion because Billy Tubbs, loose himself, has a loose group as well.
3 on the Hawkeyes.
The foul is on Al Lorenzen. 3rd team foul for Iowa.
Hey, what you're seeing happen is the beating the pressure, and it's helping Oklahoma. So eventually, you may see a half-court defense by Iowa.
Grant from the baseline.
Field goal by 25.
14-6, and Oklahoma out to a quick lead. Brant now has 6 points. This is Lorenzen inside, uncontested.
Good control, too. Did not walk.
Lorenzen of Iowa made it.
Oklahoma, little trouble breaking the press. McCallister reverse layup, and he's fouled.
Ed Horton claiming he didn't hit him. Oklahoma right now sharp, in tune, unselfish.
Hawkeye foul charge to 25 and Horton, his first. 4 on the
I am surprised the way Oklahoma has come out and taken control of the ball game.
Well, the one scare, according to the assistants particularly, Tom Davis would admit this. Bruce Pearl was telling us the fear of going over the top. It's a fast break once you get over the initial tier of Iowa's defense.
McCallister misses both. Rebound Iowa. What do the Hawkeyes have to do, Bill, to get back into it?
I think get settled down, run their offense. Of course, that'd help if Mo could light it up. Quick shot.
2-on-1, Oklahoma. Grace can't control it. And here comes our guy, Mo.
I love him. What a competitor. A lot of cities in the Big Ten don't like him too much.
timeout.
So there's timeout on the floor. With 14-12 remaining first half, I think Oklahoma watched the beginning of the show where you held a clinic how to work against the press.
This never worked when I was coaching, but it's obvious Lorenzen's a little smaller, able to make that pass over the taller. This is over the top now. Now they cross the timeline, and now the settle. Judgment. What do we have? The skip pass, and now you got your low post man one-on-one. There's no help. And Harvey Grant, who's a fine player, nailing that jumper.
The only difference is you said you were concerned about their judgment. Oklahoma's doing quite a job.
Well, you can't have everything.
Grace.
Ricky Grace, number 14 with the field goal.
16-8 Sooners. Oklahoma has controlled the boards, out rebounding Iowa 10-3.
Well, you keep taking him. That's what I like about Jeff Moe. He's looking to find somebody here in the press. Of course, Lohaus now makes it a tougher press.
It was a 2-point shot. Iowa within 6.
Composure by Oklahoma.
That's Kennedy's first basket of the evening. Marble, other side.
Look who's got it.
Boy, Mo has picked up the pace.
He tries to generate them. A lot of enthusiasm, throws the fists up in the air.
Number 3, Gary Wright.
He is really an emotional competitor. Many times draws the wrath of opposing coaches and fans.
33, Stacey King.
Reminds me of Scott Skiles. There's the rebound situation we talked about.
Stacey King in the ball game. Very good offensive player, left-hander. Curls, throws the hook, and a little jumper. He's played well of late.
Very talented role player. Gary Wright drives and will not drop it. Gamble with the rebound.
I mentioned Sir Jam-a-Lot earlier. Gary Wright's nickname, an outstanding jumper. Good pressure here. And they wear at you, Iowa. They gnaw away, try and make you or force you into mistakes.
12:54 first half.
This is zone now.
Oklahoma showing some patience inside to Grant. Nice touch pass and the little jump hook. That's 9 points now for Harvey Grant. And it's an 8-point Oklahoma lead.
Good pressure inside.
Iowa's totally out of sync. They don't look like their heads are in the ball game.
They're not relaxed. Composure is so essential at this time of year.
What do you do as a coach?
You're asking the wrong guy. I just about got out of the regular season.
Grace for 3.
You got a rebound for 1. And, of course, Tom does a lot of substituting, trying to get them into the feel of the game. Alley-oop. That's one thing Oklahoma will do. They'll go for the home run. They'll try and go right after you. Sometimes their patience is lacking.
2012, Oklahoma with 11:48 remaining first half.
You see the down screen in there. Lohaus posting up. BJ using Lohaus. Continual motion.
Right. Nice turnaround move on the baseline by Gary Wright.
Gary Wright.
Oklahoma doing a great job eliminating pressure.
King.
Number 30.
It's really a numbers game, no question. They're going right at Iowa.
King took it right at Gamble and scored over top of him. B.J. Armstrong answers that. It's 22-16 with 11 minutes first half, and the pace is starting to pick up.
Woo-woo. Hold on.
Oklahoma scored 17 three-pointers against Nebraska earlier this year.
McCallister runs that baseline, sneaks and hides. The question is, can they keep up this tempo? Because I know Iowa can.
Good penetration by Armstrong, and he's fouled by Grace.
Tom really trying to calm his club down.
That's the second personal foul on Grace.
Well, they are in deep trouble when Grace is in foul trouble. McCallister becomes the point guard, and then judgment can be questioned.
Lorenzen comes back into the ball game. Marble goes out for Iowa. And Seeger comes in for Oklahoma. You got to like a guy like Seeger, too. Blue-collar type, hard-working player.
At the line.
Pretty good deep shooter, too, against Nebraska. 8 of those three-pointers.
Seeger's playing with some pain tonight. Had a root canal, wearing a mouthpiece.
He went to high school together with Gary Wright, and I asked him, what does he remember? He said, a lot of good times. I said, how about basketball? There's a great dunker.
Armstrong hits them both. 24-18, Oklahoma.
Ricky Grace does run this club. He's got to make sure he doesn't get another foul. He'll be in deep trouble.
He's only a sophomore from Detroit, Michigan. This is Grace. Grant, rather, and that's now 11 for Grant.
The hardest worker on the club. Jimmy Kerwin, the assistant to Bill Tubbs, loves him. Said the best one he's seen since he's been in the program in terms of work.
26-18, Oklahoma. Keep in mind, Iowa's a club which came behind countless times this year to win ball games. Came from 22 down, Bill, against Illinois in the second half.
They're an interesting study. There's the step in by, I believe it was Grant. Not a good play by him. You like your kids to hedge, but get out of the way. You're not going to score going to the sideline.
Charge to 25 Oklahoma.
That's his second personal.
Brant, second personal.
But the contrast in philosophies
And the 16 foul.
within Tom Davis. Patient on offense, go after it on the defensive end. With the, he just couldn't say no. My difficulty, I couldn't get the good players to say yes.
While Grant has scored 11 points, Roy Marble and Eric Lohaus have not scored at all.
Zone now. First time. Little 2-3.
Brad Lohaus, rather, and he's on the floor. This is Ricky Grace with the steal. And the dunk.
The steal and the basket by number 14, Ricky.
Biggest lead of the night, 10 for Oklahoma.
Iowa just not sharp, Tim. Soft passes, not snapping it.
Sooners now in an active zone. Armstrong. A rebound inside by Lorenzen, but he puts it on the floor and loses it. Seeger around the rim and falls out. Here come the Hawkeyes. Again, it's Grant.
It's going to be Lorenzen, Tim. Iowa is just not smooth.
Grant and King inside have been dominating, blocking out and keeping the ball away from the big Hawkeyes underneath.
And a change of defense, too. It's rattled Iowa again. They're not comfortable.
That's the second foul on Lorenzen. .8:45 remaining first half. Sooners by 10. Three-point attempt. McCallister.
Three-point goal for McCallister from Grace.
McCallister now has 8 points.
Great job. Grant.
It's 31-18. Oklahoma, and here come the Sooners. Stacey King.
And it's gonna, what a check out inside. Gary Wright just knocked Harvey Grant.
Iowa lineup, 54 Lohaus, 25 Horton, and 20 Moe. Number 3.
Again, the defense, both man-to-man and zone, able to negate attempts.
6 on the
Grant on one end, got down the floor on the other. Iowa's struggling.
Foul was on Gary Wright. That's his first. 16 fouls now.
Look at this.
And again, it's turned over, and the numbers are in favor of Oklahoma. 3-on-2. King. It's good, and he's trying to get a foul.
I think they're going to score the goal, but Grace,
on Grace's
simply
assist.
terrific in the way he's running this club.
Look at the Hoosiers. 35-31 over the Blue Devils.
Foul on 33 King after he released the shot.
So they do have Stacey King for charging. The basket is good, and now we'll go to the other line, the other side of the court, and Horton will go to the line shooting 1-and-1.
You've got to pay attention all the time. You see here Horton with the basketball. You've got to know where everybody is, all 9 people. Of course, big guys struggle with that problem, and as you mentioned, turned into a quick break.
Makes the first end of the 1-and-1. Normally, Horton's just a 58% free throw shooter. He was Mr. Basketball in the state of Illinois. Was used as a power forward under George Raveling, but Horton says he feels much more comfortable working outside the off guard or down low at the forward spot.
Well, they're not getting much out of the press, so that hurts them. And their half-court defense has been suspect. Back to man-to-man.
This is Grant with the turnaround jumper. Good. And he follows and scores.
Brant, number 25, scored it.
Oklahoma out to a 15-point lead. 7:50 remaining first half.
Iowa's normally very good at getting the loose things, the long rebound, the loose balls. Not tonight.
Doug Moe has the ball, and a whistle's called. It's going to be against Tim McCallister.
Well, you're the first guy that knows you're missing the shot, Tim. You're down on the floor quickly when you know it's long. And Harvey Grant off to a great start.
Red, white, one, guys.
Shooting the 1-1. 20, Jeff Moe.
That's the first end of a 1-and-1.
Re-entering for the Sooners.
Jeff Moe was talking to me about Purdue and Indiana, how he loves to go home and play them. He knows everybody dislikes him. He just sort of rises to the occasion.
Moe was not recruited by Indiana. It's still a burr under his saddle. Brant goes out of the ball game, and Johnson comes back in, and it's Johnson that knocked the ball out of bounds. But they're going to give it to Johnson. I thought Johnson hit it last.
Once again on the free throw, they're so good, and the reason is they work at it in practice.
Again, they break the press.
Can't give him those.
McCallister.
Talking about judgment, they're getting easy shots. Iowa not recovering at all. They got steps.
Marble drives and's fouled. McCallister now has 10 points, and it's a 37-21 Oklahoma lead. But again, keep in mind, this is a Iowa ball club that came from behind countless times this year.
I think it's composure. They've got to regain their composure. That time King got over a little bit late, but Marble is the most important guy to me on this club. He's sort of their spiritual leader. He's the guy they look to.
That's Roy Marble's first point of the evening. Three-time All-State, All-American, high school player, runner-up for Mr. Basketball in Michigan.
Now Tubbs at the workout did nothing but have a dunking contest and run up and down. 3 days at home, they worked on the baseball pass, the zone, and the pressure. Are they ready? So far.
Watch Johnson and Horton banging around in there.
Little half-court trap now.
This is McCallister working on B.J. Armstrong, and Grant will pull it back out.
Billy Tubbs has taken a lot of knocks over the years, but they are handling himself with poise, good direction. The guy does something in practice.
Armstrong leads the break. Nice move, puts it up and can't score. Horton underneath with the power move.
Takes up a lot of room. Here's the baseball pass.
37-25. McCallister for two. Armstrong trapped.
Aren't you impressed with Oklahoma?
Really impressed with Oklahoma. I didn't expect this at all. A little bit surprised at Iowa. Lohaus has not been in the ball game. Marble has only scored once.
Not the typical Iowa performance right now.
This is Horton working on King, and he scores right over top of him. That makes it 37-27. Iowa back within 10, and they get the ball back.
They score quickly. They're a spurt team.
Roy Marble tries to dish it to Lohaus, overpassed, and here come the Sooners. And it's going to be called on David Johnson.
And David Johnson did everything right. I'm not so sure Tim McCallister shouldn't have given the ball earlier. This is what makes Tom Davis a little different than other guys. Look at that little pass. You need a fielder's glove to scoop it up. They put it down low where big people don't want to bend when they're on defense.
Second foul on Johnson.
Still the 2-3 by Oklahoma.
Hawkeyes trying to pull within 10. 5:45 remaining first half.
Iowa goes down and through and then slides baseline.
Moe. And rebound Oklahoma.
Moe's going to get a nickel dimer. He's got a lot of razzle-dazzle, but they can beat him with the dribble. He just hustles. Oklahoma's been devastating, reacting to the basketball. They've had a couple of blocks. Stacey King that time goes out to Moe, who missed the shot. But I can't get over Oklahoma.
Tremendous inside play by both King and Grant.
And again, they're deeper than they were early in the year.
McCallister misses the front end of the 1-and-1. Johnson's shot is short, but again, it's the offensive rebound by the Sooners.
You see Moe down there, Tim?
Moe lost it out of bounds.
Good hustle. David Johnson is about the only Oklahoma player who hasn't performed well. Indiana
opening up a little bit of a lead over Duke. McCallister for three. Rebound Hawkeyes. Baseball pass to Mo.
Oh, great reaction.
Goaltending.
Stacey King. Gary Wright with the assist to Jeff Mo.
Iowa making a little bit of a run, now pulls within 8.
Man-to-man by Iowa. A little more aggressive.
Down to King. King working against the big guy, Lorenzen. Again, it's Johnson with a rebound. Kicks it out to Kennedy and up top to McCallister. No fear factor involved with Oklahoma.
Not at all, but Iowa now has their confidence. They're playing a little more involved than they were earlier.
So with 4 minutes and 42 seconds remaining.
Tremendous reaction by Stacey King, but the little dynamo, Jeff, has it up in time.
We may see that play quite a few times before the evening's over. McCallister hits only 42% from the field. So far, it has been Oklahoma on the boards, dominating. This is Grace, down inside to Kennedy. And here come the Hawkeyes.
Michael Reeves, who in essence is the second point guard. Of course, Bill Jones plays behind BJ as well.
Look at the big man, Lohaus, playing up by the perimeter. Now he goes back under, and he can hit the jumper from way outside. Here he is again.
He hasn't had one, Tim.
Has yet to score.
Boy, reading the passing lanes beautifully. McCallister showing his foot speed.
Number 10, B.J. Armstrong returns for Iowa.
Indiana has opened up the 10-point lead over Duke. The Hoosiers have outscored Duke 25-10 over the last several minutes. The winner of that game goes on and plays Dale Brown's LSU Tigers.
The professor showing the student.
35 seconds.
Mike Krzyzewski.
What about Dale Brown? Talk about tournament tough.
James Brown and I were down there in Baton Rouge. He's amazing with that freak defense. Mixes it up. Has them ready at tournament time.
Gamble to the big guy, Lohaus.
So the reason that wasn't a good pass, they get this foul on Marble. They ran an alley-oop, but Lohaus was coming away from the basket.
Iowa foul charge.
Big guy got the shot underneath, tried to bank it in, but he's throwing it up awfully hard tonight.
Well, they get a tough angle to use a kiss shot, too. See him kicking the floor. Tom saying, take it hard in there with your size.
The shooter.
This is Stacey King on the line for Oklahoma, shooting 1-1.
Come on now.
Rebound Iowa. Kevin Gamble looks back up top and gets it to Lohaus.
See Grant out there guarding like that. Still a 2-3.
Lohaus looks frustrated right now.
He hasn't been in the ball game. He's a key guy for Iowa. He's down and through, and they'll reverse to him. There's that little bounce.
Pass down low to right. Back out to B.J. Armstrong. This is Gamble. 37-31. Oklahoma, but the Hawkeyes are creeping back.
I was talking to Tom about his secondary trap. Good-looking passing, huh?
Blocked away by Lohaus. Rebound, Iowa. Armstrong has a shot, doesn't take it. Lohaus from three-point range. Right with the follow. Iowa within 4 with 2:55 remaining first half.
If you make a club take a quick shot, the press is still working. That's what Oklahoma's doing right now.
Nice dish to King.
Charge. That's number 3 on Ricky Grace, and that could turn it around for Iowa.
No basket.
Seeger will come back into the ball game for Oklahoma.
Number 14, Ricky Grace, 3rd personal foul.
They keep coming at you, Iowa. They play the 20 minutes, regroup, and come for another 20.
Oklahoma led 33-18. It is now 37-33. Ricky Grace will sit down. Seeger comes back in, and now the Sooners don't have a point guard on the floor.
21, gentlemen.
Playing for Oklahoma, number 44, Dave.
Tim McCallister now runs the show, and his judgment now is essential.
(37-34).
One time.
We want to welcome those of you who have been watching Indiana and Duke. We're at the Kingdome in Seattle. Iowa and white with the ball. Kevin Gamble inside. Rebound Lohaus. Right hits. And Iowa, which was down 33-18 just 2.5 minutes ago, has climbed back into it at 37-36. Oklahoma with the lead. We've got 2 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Tim Brant and Bill Raftery.
Tim Chu Kennedy with the foul, but right now, if Iowa doesn't get a steal, they're getting back, and Oklahoma's judgment, the quick shot, the penetration and charge is costing them.
Ricky Grace, the point guard for Oklahoma, has had to sit down with 3 personal fouls. Oklahoma now does not have a point guard on the floor.
Armstrong, 1-1.
There's Ricky Grace.
That's their leader.
And this is B.J. Armstrong of Iowa, who shoots 78% from the free throw line. And we're tied. Well, Oklahoma got out to a quick start, looked in complete control, dominated the boards, had the fast break going, but Iowa, relentless, comes back so many times. And we're now tied for the first time in this ball game. Hawkeyes first lead.
Little half-court trap now. Trying to speed it up.
Seeger to David Johnson with the turnaround. All of a sudden, the basket is closed up for the Sooners. Jeff Moe gets it back outside to Armstrong. 1 minute, 52 seconds remain in the first half. Moe for 3 will not drop. A rebound by McCallister of Oklahoma.
Billy Tubbs with a lot of confidence in his club. He hasn't gotten them together at all to discuss this tempo right now. Saw the lead slip. Timmy McCallister trying to run it from the floor.
Bill, Oklahoma's gone cold.
Of course, the quick shots.
David Johnson inside with the power move. The whistle and the foul will be against Armstrong of Iowa. That's his first personal. Iowa scored 17 straight points to get back into this ball game. Brant for Oklahoma had 13 points and was dominating the boards. Gamble didn't score for the first 5 minutes of the game, and he now has 8.
So what Iowa does is they take you away from your game plan. Grant's been a factor, but lately he hasn't touched the basketball.
55, David Johnson.
Oklahoma can't buy a basket.
No, and Johnson, of course, he'd been in the doghouse, was suspended, got him back, apologized, lost some weight. Tubbs says he's down to 4 meals a day now. They are struggling.
We are now down to 1 minute, 15 seconds in the half. Oklahoma has not scored since the 7:33 mark. This is Moe for 3. Air ball. Saved by Horton and knocked out of bounds by Home. Johnson, Oklahoma.
This is Iowa's game now. They're coming up with all of these right now.
Look at Tubbs. Billy Tubbs can feel it getting away here. And there's...
My brother just saying he saw one thing. Group meeting now. Tubbs saying it's his ball. Good officiating. They've got to discuss it. And they changed the call.
Boy, that's some lobbying.
Now Tom Davis getting his shot in. I believe it was the right call. But you can see Iowa going after it a little bit more. And Oklahoma course, not scoring, can't press. And, of course, the quick pace has forced them into bad shots.
One thing we haven't had to worry about this afternoon, 45-second shot clock. This is Seeger for three. The rebound, Iowa. This is Lohaus.
Eddie Horton with the presence of mind.
For Lohaus, that's his first basket of the night. And it's 40-37 Iowa. Kennedy answers. And that ends a 7.5-minute drought.
And they're going to hold it, believe it or not.
20 seconds remain on the clock. The shot clock is off.
Oklahoma looked much better in their man-to-man. The zone has helped get Iowa back in the game, get some composure.
Lohaus on the floor. And here is Johnson of Oklahoma. 3-on-2, gives it to Kennedy on the right side, and he can't hit a layup. But Johnson scores. It's that bounce pass down low inside that Iowa likes to work. He put it on the floor and lost it.
You don't like that pass, but they didn't recover defensively then.
So that's the end of the first half. Ball, and keep in mind he has 3 personals. McCallister has his shot partially blocked. This is Armstrong for the Hawkeyes. The dish to Gamble.
Hanging a little bit.
42-41 Iowa.
Tom Davis is not pressing the inbound passer as much. It's their hard 45 with Brad Lohaus looking for a man. There he got back into position.
Lohaus has been struggling. He has only 1 basket and still seems to be a little bit out of sync.
Of course, that shot in the eye yesterday. One of the players said maybe he got involved with one of the wrestlers from Iowa. Little incident during the year.
Lohaus has 10 stitches below his eye. He tried to take a charge in practice. Ended up by splitting his face.
Man-to-man. Little help by BJ, and he fell asleep. He looked to trap. Kennedy with the back cut. Nice look, and I think Grant is a terrific player.
McCallister will bring it in with big Lohaus in his face. Iowa by 1, just underway, second half.
Zone on the out of bounds, now they're all set. Of course, the real good athlete Marble plays the top.
McCallister for 3.
Didn't get out quick enough.
32 to McCallister, Oklahoma.
McCallister now has 13 points. Marble takes it back in and throws it hard against the glass. Gets his own rebound.
Well, they are working down.
3 offensive rebounds in the bucket.
Oklahoma's backing out. BJ Armstrong with a great pass, set that all up.
We're tied at 44.
Chu with a missed dribble.
Armstrong. Right.
They're going to score the goal.
And the foul against Wright.
Now, that's why he's called Sir Jamalot. He can run the floor. He's athletic. And here's the one rule that I don't like. Give it or take it away. One of the two. Don't appease both coaches.
Wright's an impressive young man, graduated in December, and has aspirations of becoming an astronaut. Taking graduate courses right now.
Tell you what, he's been up pretty high during the course of this season, jamming.
He needs a pilot's license.
He hurt that hand early, lost his starting job. Now he's got it back. Man-to-man.
The big guy, Johnson with the turnaround.
The goal line, 55.
Lazy defense there.
We're tied at 46.
See the pressure Iowa puts on it. Run it down, and of course there's the delay.
Lohaus for 3.
They'll force the ball up to the baseline. Lohaus will fill deep, end up with a 2 or 3-pointer.
Unusual seeing the 7-footer take the 3-point shots, but that's his 25th 3-point field goal this season.
Good job.
Brant is fouled inside.
You saw Lohaus working hard. I don't know if they gave it to Wright or Lohaus, but you saw him trying to get around in the post position and get in front.
Iowa's number 54, Brant. Lohaus, first personal foul, second team foul.
49-46 Iowa. The first personal foul against Lohaus this afternoon.
Shooters 25.
Coming up a little bit later this evening. Top-ranked #1 seed UNLV, the Running Rebels, against what I think is the Cinderella story of the tournament, the Cowboys of Wyoming.
Jim Brandenburg certainly hopes you're right. On the left, and of course the Tart, always moaning and groaning.
It's going to be fun to see Fennis Dembo playing for Wyoming.
He's a worry ward, isn't he? Tarkanian?
Had 41 points last week.
Oklahoma trying to get a little pressure full court early in the game. They did a good job, man-to-man full.
17:45 remaining in the game. It's Iowa by 1.
Starting to get into how patient they are in their half-court set, Iowa.
Right to Roy Marble, who wants the shot, forces it, and walks.
Sure did. Tom Davis wants the foul. But what they'll do is they'll push the ball down. And Tom has them be patient, kick the ball around. A lot of clubs who press and run can't do that. It's a contrast that they can't handle.
Johnson takes it right at the big guy and shoots over the 7-footer.
David Johnson scored it.
50-49. And Bill, it seems to me that Oklahoma has been most successful, not only breaking the press, but when they take it right at Lohaus down low.
He's not a shot blocker. At that time, the half-court trap, the three-quarter, and they've been going long on occasion as they did here. Right over the top to the baseline.
Iowa by 1 after Armstrong's basket. Again, they take it down in the low. This is McCallister for 3.
Well, if Grace can stay in the game, Ricky can just slide to the spot. They're going to just have a little delay of the game. Leave the ball alone. McCallister much better in that shooting guard position.
All right, that's the warning now. Next time, if the ball's knocked away, we may see a technical.
Billy being very cordial.
Don Rutledge, the official, very emphatic with his instructions. 3-point field goals, Bill, have been a major factor since the beginning of the NCAA tournament. Not only scoring them, but defending against them.
Ed Stites loves it. The father of the three-pointer.
Nearly stolen by Oklahoma. Grace can't handle it. Hawkeyes control. Trailing by 2. 16:30 remaining in the ball game.
They pride. They'll throw that little base, bounce pass baseline.
Taken away by Grace. To McCallister. To Johnson.
He got down the floor then.
From McCallister.
But he works and pushes himself. He's a factor for this team. Occasionally, he'll relax, and the pace is a little too much for him.
55-51 Sooners.
Oklahoma's really let them inside. They got a hold on Kennedy, yeah. You get tired of running along the baseline, but this is that little bounce pass. But Grace, who I think has to stay in the game for Oklahoma to be a factor all ball game. And Johnson, again, getting them up and down.
First team foul of the half.
Jeff Moe comes back into the ball game. Al Lorenzen comes back in, and Lohaus and Wright sit down for Iowa.
Tom Davis looking for some energy. Jeff Moe usually provides that.
Big Ed Horton.
Lorenzen
with the follow. Can't get it over the rim.
He should have shot that while he was in the air. Came down, fortunate enough to draw the foul.
Well, the foul on Grant, and that's his 3rd. So now Grace has 3 and Grant has 3.
Oklahoma. His 3rd. Number 2 on the team.
Lorenzen shoots 53% from the free throw line. But he hits this for 44.
Oklahoma is staying back in that man-to-man. They're giving the perimeter shot, trying to take away the inside game.
55-53. The Hawkeyes pull within 2.
A 2-2-1 look this time. They have some mixtures.
Bill, does conditioning become a factor now?
I think as the game wears on, Iowa better prepared to play at this level on both ends.
Iowa's been playing a lot more players also. This is Lorenzen.
Had trouble with the one-footer. Nailed that one.
We're tied at 55.
They can see the goal sets up the defense now. They can deny it the wings, make it tough to get in. Well, they have the answer, don't they? They're not worried about throwing the ball into the corner and getting that easy trap. They look long.
Down low to Johnson. Johnson against Lorenzen. And now Johnson has 12 points. He always seems to play well in big games on national television.
For CBS, I love the guy. Wouldn't want to pick up his dinner tab.
He is a full-grown man.
We couldn't have afforded him in our program.
6'7",
Per diem
265 pounds.
Per diem wouldn't last. You can see everything outside. Good cut.
Nice play by Lorenzen.
They'll run those baseline screens. You've got to switch them, or at least be ready to slide them.
Al Lorenzen has come in for 8 points now for Iowa. We're deadlocked again at 57. McCallister at a notion, pulls up. Johnson is just getting down court.
And Tubbs said hold it. McCallister wanted to shoot it.
Brant with the follow. Throws up a brick, and the rebound's pulled down by Horton.
Now you mentioned Johnson. Now he's the last one to come back on defense.
Mo inside to Horton. Lorenzen again with a big rebound. What a power move. It won't drop, but he's fouled.
What a factor, Tim. Outplaying Brad Lohaus right now. And Horton, of course, known to take up a little room. You have to commend Lorenzen.
More importantly, the foul is on Grace. That's his 4th personal foul. We still have 13:42 left in the ball game, and he's going to have to sit out. Seeger will come back in.
Which puts Tim McCallister at the point. And the concern for Oklahoma, obviously, is the shot selection now. He's got to distribute the basketballs.
This is where Oklahoma got into trouble in the first half. Grace sat down. There was no point guard on the floor, and Iowa took over the tempo.
Takes away the foot speed. They can't pressure full court. They can't change defenses as well.
Lorenzen now 3 for 3 for the line. He has 9 points. What a job he's done tonight coming off the bench. The big guy, Lohaus, could not get into rhythm. So Lorenzen came in, has picked up the slack nicely. So with 13 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the ball game, Iowa leads Oklahoma by 2. We're at the Kingdome in Seattle. Iowa leads by 2. We've got 13 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in the ball game. Tim Brant and Bill Raftery. And this is just the beginning. Coming up later, the running Rebels of UNLV against Wyoming. Ricky Grace is on the bench for Oklahoma with 3 personal fouls. Al Lorenzen has come in to spell Lohaus, and he scored 10 points. Correction, 4 personals against Grace.
1-2-2 or 3-2 flat. Marble at the point. His job is to play down inside and challenge that top of the key shot as well.
Iowa packing the zone into the paint. McCallister. Rebound Johnson. He loses it out of bounds. It'll be Iowa ball.
With Grace out of the game, you eliminate a wing shooter. McCallister's at the point. He has to run the show. When I've seen Oklahoma and they play well, he plays within the framework of team. When they play poorly, he goes for himself.
So you're saying he can't run the team at the point?
He's the best they have. Obviously, they don't have any choices. But he's got to sacrifice himself now.
When you look at the roster, Oklahoma really has only 2 true guards. Seeger gets it back to the Sooners. Oklahoma trails by 2. 12:42 remaining in the ball game.
Posting on both boxes and perimeter passing. We got Lorenzen holding on. That's about all you can do with Harvey Grant.
That's Lorenzen's 3rd personal foul.
Elbowing foul.
Iowa has changed up the defense, and now Oklahoma has to play perimeter ball.
Well, early in the game, the man-to-man here, they're forcing everything. Of course, inside the box play, Mo helping out, good reaction. This is when they're at their best, I think, in the zone.
Play ball, Al. Shut up. Play ball.
Reeves nailed it. No call.
They challenge everything.
This is Grant inside with the turnaround.
Good effort.
Seeger with the follow.
And look at Lorenzen. He just...
Seeger scores.
Oh!
It'll be on Grant.
Oh, I don't blame you, Harvey. Go get him, but don't get a T.
That's 4 personals on Grant, and he'll have to sit down now.
It's always the second guy. Lorenzen nailed him. Billy Tubbs trying to make sure. Now, underneath, Lorenzen will do what he's supposed to, check out. He gets away with one there. Now, watch him clear him out.
Number 25, Harvey Grant.
Well,
4th personal foul.
who's got the wallet? That's the guy you nail.
Stacey King returns for Oklahoma.
Grant sits down with 15 points. More importantly, he has 4 personal fouls.
You've got to see the ball to be a factor. They just forgot completely about Harvey Grant. That's how Iowa got back in this ball game.
So now you have Grace and Grant on the bench for Oklahoma. It's 59-59. We have 12 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the game. Gamble, nice drive with the left-handed hook.
To me, the defense, they're able to throw the ball. One of your old ties on that fella. They're able to throw the ball exactly where they want to.
Lohaus.
And the gnawing effect. They keep going. They may not get many turnovers, but they'll make you change your game. That time they got the turnover.
Why wouldn't Iowa now start to pressure Oklahoma without a guard?
Well, they're trying to after a made goal. That's their style.
Johnson has the turnaround, won't go down, but he was fouled. And the foul will be on Gary Wright. That's Wright second.
Because Iowa doesn't really have to think about pressure. That's their job. They continually go after you. Here they'll flip it back. Look at that. Excellent slap back, and that's one Brad would like to have over. But they just keep coming.
Johnson can't hit it. And Oklahoma's foul shooting tonight has been awful. Johnson now 12 points. He's 0 for 1 from the line. Oklahoma just 5 of 12.
Stacey King has got to take over. He's the guy, pretty good offensive player, and I think Johnson gets winded the last 10.
61-59, Iowa.
Now against his zone, Tim McCallister usually goes down and hides on the baseline. He's the point guard. He can't do it, so he doesn't get that little baseline shot that you receive.
Kennedy hits.
From Seeger.
We're tied at 61.
Now the patience. They'll run it, force you back, and then look for a good one. 2-1-2, Oklahoma.
Lohaus penetrates, gets it off the marble. Nice top by Lohaus.
Chipped in by 54, Iowa. Brant Lohaus.
That's only the second basket of the night for Lohaus.
Now Johnson's taking the ball out behind the backboard.
Pressure defense. It was knocked out by McCallister, but they're going to say Oklahoma retains the ball.
You've got to give yourself room so you can make the long pass. Johnson, before he gets right behind the glass. Now he can't move. It's a good time to press. They got away with it. I thought they were going to say too long.
The Sooners
couldn't get the ball in, asked for a timeout. So, with 10 minutes and 33 seconds remaining in the ball game, it's Oklahoma 61, Iowa.
The pressure continuing. Of course, the Iowa philosophy, gets you tired, you'll make mistakes, you won't shoot as well.
Fatigue is a factor. Iowa has used 9 players. Oklahoma just 7. 3-point shot gives Oklahoma the lead by 1.
McCallister, Oklahoma.
Chuck Watson in the middle. 2-1-2 or 2-3 flash, where they really can get whatever they want.
Marble.
Just standing still, Oklahoma defensively, and what teams do when you're tired, you never rest on this end, you rest on the defense.
65-64 Iowa. Look at the substitutions. Iowa has made 23 substitutions in the ball game. Oklahoma just 6, and the Sooners have done it by necessity.
Game in, game out, bodies.
McCallister for 3.
Tim McCallister for 3 points.
67-65. Oklahoma with 9:40 left in the game. That's 22 points now for McCallister.
Oh my goodness! When you get the ball this easily, they score the goal. I don't know if they gave it to Kennedy, but the pump fake inside. I mean, they're just really getting the ball any place on the floor they would like. Roy Marble setting up down low. Again, the ability to bounce the ball, a Tom Davis trademark. Little hang time by Roy Marble.
I'll tell you, Coach, that's 3 personal fouls now on Kennedy. We already have Grant on the bench with 4. Grace is on the bench with 4.
Well, you remember playing a few years ago. What did you do when you got tired? You started
foul,
right? Hold on.
High score, 67.
67-67 is our score. We've got 9:25 remaining. This is McCallister. Johnson with the turnaround on the baseline.
Getting into the power game a little bit. What do they put pressure on you?
Gamble comes right back and is fouled.
Chuck Watson tried to get in position, but that's what this pressure of moving the ball up the floor can do to you. You're not set in your normal defense.
6 on the Sooners.
Reeves comes back into the ball game for Iowa.
The shooter is Kevin Gamble with 2.
Gamble needs both to tie.
Now playing for Iowa, number 25.
Gamble shoots 71% from the free throw line. He now has 12. 13 points on the night.
Good job again. I was awful close to getting a few steals.
Nice pass underneath. Kennedy with the power move.
Because Kennedy's running that baseline because the big guy's on the box, taking up some space.
Gamble comes back. The bucket will go, and the foul will be against Kennedy.
It's a simple game right now, Tim. Get the ball down the floor fast. They're at a disadvantage. They're not set. Easy goals right now for Iowa. Incredible. Kevin Gamble with an easy one.
That's 4 personals now on Kennedy.
Billy's saying, why don't you call him the other way?
We're tied. McCallister and Johnson now have to become the focal points for Oklahoma. 71-71, 8:35 remaining in the ball game.
Flat 3-2. Roy Marble's got to help out a little bit down low.
McCallister. The outlet pass. Roy Marble. Showtime.
Did you notice the Oklahoma reaction? Only Seeger back.
A whistle and the foul's going to be against Horton.
Iowa foul charge to
Pulling the string a little bit of a force, and right away. We said in the first half the ability to take off and respond. You see Dave Seeger all alone, 1 red shirt.
Look at this. Harvey Grant is on the bench with 4. Grace has 4. Kennedy has 4. And we have 8 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the game. This is Kennedy. McCallister double pumps, and he's fouled.
Kevin Gamble from behind. The one guy on the Pines that I would like on the floor would be
Grace.
Yes. They need him badly. He's the head, the extension.
His first 6 on the team.
You can see the difference in spurts when Grace is in there and when he's on the bench. He's the quarterback, the team leader.
Duke sneaking back in there, I saw.
At the line for the Sooners, 32, Tim McCallister, 2 free throws.
hard to improve his game. Leads the Sooners with 77 steals. Improved his offense. Sometimes, though, I think you believe he plays out of control.
Well, he's a talent. I was talking with Jimmy Kerwin, the assistant, about his shot selection. He said, well, he'll take 5 bad ones. If he makes 3, we win. And he can get off some wild ones, but he does have some ability.
McCallister makes it a 1-point ball game. This is Gamble.
It's just too easy. Oklahoma's got to get back and get set. The zone is porous.
75-72 Iowa, and I think fatigue is now a factor.
Well, you need the respirator on the bench when you play Iowa.
Johnson has a notion, instead gives it to Seeger.
Seeger's passed up some shots. You know, he's got a touch.
Oklahoma doesn't look like it's playing with as much confidence as when Grace was in the ball game. Roy Marble.
Brad Lohaus with the flick away.
75-72 Iowa. And the Hawkeyes have the ball.
Iowa looks so much fresher. Look at the slides. They're just walking Oklahoma.
Armstrong. Gamble for 3. 78-72 Seeger at the other end, wide open, and he's fouled by Horton.
I wouldn't have good defense before, but here Brad Lohaus with the 3-quarter. This takes footwork, wanting to play on that end of the floor. A lot of guys aren't that dedicated. Horton taking away the post on the other side. Look at the flick now. And right away, Lohaus knows Iowa has it, tries to fill the lane.
It's no secret that the feet have gotten very heavy for the Sooners. But Billy Tubbs has his hands tied with foul trouble.
He's going to have to start thinking in a few moments about Grace. I would hold Grant a little bit. But Grace, I'd say within a minute or so.
5-point ball game. 78-73 Iowa. Pulled the string.
Good tip back though. Watson.
McCallister to Seeger. 3-point for McCallister.
Well, that gets him right back at it. Now Tubbs can hold on to Grace as well.
78-76 Hawkeyes. 26 points for McCallister now, and he is really lighting them up.
Kick by McCallister.
He's working hard on both ends of the court now, though, Bill.
It's the inside guys that aren't moving, not the outside guys.
Is 25, Harvey.
Grant comes back in now with 4 personals. Watson did a nice job coming in and spelling Grant.
Grant in the middle, much more active defensively. See him playing up high. He's taking away that 3-second area.
6 minutes remain. Gamble. Back to Mo, top of the key. This is Lorenzen. Nice pass inside the Lorenzen. The pump fake. No whistle.
Should have got up stronger.
McCallister at the foul line. Stops and fires. It won't drop. Look at underneath, though. The reverse layup.
Out wrestling and Kennedy helping.
Kennedy ties it at 78.
McCallister is extending that defense a little bit more.
It's become a half-court game now. Does that allow Oklahoma time to rest?
I think it does. The defense has picked up with Grant's insertion.
Three-pointer won't go. Seeger with the rebound. And here come the Sooners. We're tied at 78. 4:54 remaining in the game.
Ricky Grace is standing up. Bill Tubbs said, sit back down. He's going to milk it as long as he can. He knows how important he is.
Kennedy. Fight for the rebound. Johnson underneath, and he's fouled. The foul will be on Gary Wright.
Seeger kept it alive, just slapped it.
25 and
what they're doing better now is being more aggressive on the glass. You see the action there, DJ getting a hand in to keep it alive for Chu Kennedy to finish off. They're getting ready, digging and scratching a little bit.
Iowa over the limit.
Big David Johnson. 6'7", 265-pound senior from Kansas City.
David Johnson.
Grace cheering him on there.
(79-78), Oklahoma. Sooners by 2. And again, it's the three-point play, which has been a factor. McCallister has hit 7 of 11 from three-point range. Ten seconds remain in that game. And here, it's Oklahoma by 2. Iowa with the ball.
Picked up this defense quite a bit. You see the extension there. Tim McCallister way out, but Grant, too. Foot speed made up for some poor inside defense.
Kevin Gamble back to the quarterback, B.J. Armstrong.
The Lohaus hasn't ended up with any long ones at all, has he?
Roy Marble, nice dish to Lohaus, who pump fakes and drives it home.
Terrific inside passing team.
We're tied.
I think Lohaus had one long one in the first half, but they haven't gotten him the basketball.
Lohaus and Kennedy bumping and grinding down low. This is McCallister at the top of the key to Kennedy.
The zone has really forced Oklahoma into good patience. Flashing the post, kicking the ball around the perimeter.
Brant's calling for the lob over Lohaus, but I don't think the guards want to risk it.
At the risk of being taken out.
This is Grant on the baseline. His shot's too hard. Johnson with the rebound and the follow.
He held off the whole back line of Iowa. Good weak side rebound.
3 minutes remain. 82-80, Oklahoma. Marble. Off to the front of the rim, and there's a foul, and it's going to be called against whom?
I believe Ed Horton, he has that habit of dragging people down that are in front of him.
That's the fourth personal foul. On Horton. And they'll be shooting 1 and 1. Both teams now over the limit.
It's amazing how Bill Tubbs has been relaxed on the sideline, waiting for Rick Grace. How about that one? Ooh.
So the Hoosiers advance, and Duke goes home. Indiana moves on to play LSU, and what a job Dale Brown has done.
Seems every year, doesn't it? Grace was itching to get in there. Tubbs saying, lay back.
Seeger can't convert it. Fight for the rebound, and knocked out of bounds by Marble. It's Oklahoma ball.
Well, that ball hit the rim his second time, and Brad Lohaus, of course, had missed time because of it.
83-80. We've got 2 minutes and 46 seconds remaining. This is Seeger, who calls for composure. What a story McCallister's been this second half. 7 of 11 from three-point range.
Within the framework.
2 minutes and 30 seconds. Nice dish to Kennedy. We want to welcome those of you who have been watching Indiana's win over Duke. We are at the Kingdome in Seattle. We've got 2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the ball game. Oklahoma dressed in red. Now just jumped out to a 5-point lead, and it was this play that extended it.
Pretty basketball. The old give and go. Back cut, and Harvey Grant, who has some ability, hitting Chu Kennedy. Sending it, Chu.
So the Sooners have jumped out in front, 85-80. We've got 2 minutes and 17 seconds remaining.
Oklahoma to play patiently. They're kind of a team that will rush shots, but they're prying and doing things that have helped Billy Tubbs keep Ricky Grace, who's their floor leader, next to him with those 4 fouls.
Darrell Kennedy, only a 69% free throw shooter, cannot convert this one. And here come the Hawkeyes. Gamble to Roy Marble in the lane.
He's their takeover guy.
It's a 3-point game. Darrell Kennedy on the right side has a shot, instead pulls it back out.
They've used great judgment, haven't they?
85-82 Oklahoma.
Man-to-man after the timeout. This should be on Seeger. A bad foul, too. Kevin Gamble trying to fight over the top. Ooh.
And look at Billy Tubbs. He is really upset.
Oklahoma, Dave Seeger.
He realizes how tough that one was against him.
1 minute, 44 seconds remain.
35.
Kevin Gamble is a 71% free throw shooter.
1-1.
He is 2 for 5 from the line tonight, and he cannot convert this one. Johnson with a rebound for Oklahoma.
Seeger took a deep breath. Man-to-man now, Iowa have been playing the zone. See if Oklahoma can use that judgment that they've had all this half.
Hawkeyes jump on him, try to deny the passing lanes. The Sooners by 3.
Now McCallister has B.J. Armstrong. You might look for him to do something in a post-up area.
This is Kennedy.
Running some clock. Down to 10.
Inside to Grant. Grant banks it. It won't drop.
Great hustle.
Rebound Lohaus of Iowa.
They've got a number now.
55 seconds remain. Oklahoma by 3. Armstrong for 3. We're tied.
Oklahoma was at a disadvantage. They didn't get back.
Score tied at 85.
35 seconds left. 85-85.
Pulling for 1.
The shot clock is off. The crowd's on its feet. 20 seconds. This is McCallister. McCallister has 26 points in the ball game. He's been hot the second half.
They're going for it without the timeout.
This is McCallister. 16 points the second half. Working on Caleb. Blocked away. Kennedy's shot won't drop. Rebound Iowa. We're going overtime. Grant has 4 personals. Grace has 4 personals. For Iowa, Horton has 4 personals. And Lorenzen has 3. The Hawkeyes have the ball.
I still think Oklahoma needs some leadership. No tomorrow. Grace, your leader on the bench. They ran it down without him. They got 5 to go. New ball game. Love to see Tubbs put him in.
Armstrong. This is Mo.
Bounce pass
inside the right. The finger roll won't drop. Rebound Mo.
Now, why did Gary Wright flip that? He had the easy one. I just see Ricky Grace get up at the scorer's table.
Back to the quarterback, Armstrong. Lohaus. Marble almost got trapped. 1 minute gone in the extra period. Roy Marble. Rebound right. There's a whistle, and it's going to be called against Johnson.
And the leader now, Ricky Grace, has to take over. This could free up McCallister a little bit more, get some punch into their offense. But that penetration by Roy Marble, they found the hole between the back man and the front man on the left side.
For Iowa, Kevin Campbell, number 35, returns.
Ricky Grace back in the ball game now. 6'2" junior from Dallas, Texas.
Number 3, Gary Wright, shooting 1-1.
Gary Wright at the line, shooting 1-1. Hawkeyes by 1.
Curious to see what kind of pressure Iowa puts on if this free throw is made. And they're going for it.
87-85, Iowa. Inside to Kennedy, has it knocked away, but the Sooners will have the basketball.
The smallest guy, B.J. Armstrong down there.
We talked about fatigue being a factor, and yet Oklahoma's held up quite nicely.
I think they've beaten the timeline, and the defense, the zone, has enabled them to just relax a little bit.
Oklahoma wants the ball in McCallister's hands. McCallister has the shot.
Lohaus doing a good job on Grant down in there.
Kennedy shot won't drop. Rebound, Hawkeyes.
What a screen off.
Right. Knocked away by Grant.
He runs the floor so well. He had a great opening 10 or 12 minutes, then didn't see the ball much, then had some fouls.
Grant is a law enforcement major. He has become the enforcer here. This is Armstrong.
Where have you been, BJ?
90-85, Iowa.
That's a walk. You can't catch it and fall to the floor.
There is timeout on the floor with a score, Iowa 90, Oklahoma 85 with 3:06 remaining. 90-85, Hawkeyes with 3:06 remaining. Pressure defense all the way now for the Sooners. Working against Brant, picks up his dribble, but Gary Wright helps him. 19 on the shot clock.
We've got the floor spread. You might look for a little individual basketball at the end of this.
Roy Marble has it knocked away by McCallister, and it's Oklahoma ball.
Oh, Marble upset at himself. But McCallister with a better play.
54, Lohaus returns.
McCallister leads the Oklahoma team with 77 steals this year. He led the Big 8 in steals last year, and he doesn't foul very much. Quick hand showed there.
Well, they've been able to get shots on the baseline for Kennedy or for Grant. I would look for McCallister to hide down there.
Inside to Johnson against the big 7-footer. He's fouled, and the basket won't drop.
Gary Wright, Lohaus trying to help out. I think Gary Wright ended up with the call. Ooh.
Hawkeye foul charge to number 3, Gary Wright, his 5th.
So Gary Wright leads with 5 personals.
DJ's a lumberer. I'm not so sure you should have put this ball on the floor. Turn and go up strong. Here he gathered himself for the inside power move. Lohaus trying to help out, something Iowa does well.
Shooting 2, David.
Ed Horton comes back into the ball game, replacing Wright. Johnson now 3 of 7 from the line this evening. 90-86, Hawkeyes.
Now the first half, Oklahoma played man-to-man full court extremely well.
Returning for Iowa, number 20, Jeff Moe. For Oklahoma,
the lead is cut to 3. Jeff Moe comes back into the ball game. Seeger comes in, replacing Johnson for quickness.
Looking for ball handling, Iowa.
Perfect trap in the middle. B.J. Armstrong calls timeout, and that's the second timeout for Iowa in the overtime period. They have just 2 remaining. We have 2 minutes and 12 seconds remaining from the Kingdome. Our score. Kevin Gamble brings it in for Iowa. To Horton, and he's trapped. And throws it away. This is Grace.
Great job by Oklahoma. What a look!
Seeger. Iowa by 1:55 remaining in the game.
Grace finding people. Beautiful look. Now they're going to run some clock.
Wise decision by Grace, who looked for the three-pointer. Decided plenty of time left and went inside for the 2.
Iowa struggled once they've gotten some time off and trying to run their set.
1:30 remaining. Again, it's McCallister. He leads the Big 8 in steals.
So many clubs struggle when they try and take the air out of the basketball and end up with a good one.
We're down to 1:15 in the overtime period. The inside pass to Kennedy. Back to McCallister. Oklahoma has the ball. They also have the arrow for the next possession. Inside to Kennedy.
Well, they put Mo in for ball handling, and now defensively they're struggling without Lohaus.
91-90, Oklahoma. 55 seconds remain. Armstrong has it knocked out of bounds. It'll be Hawkeye ball.
But they are expending energy, trapping the basketball here. The guy they would most like to have it, Ed Horton. Big guy, assist-to-turnover ratio is inverted. The long Gamble pass, Oklahoma on top of it. Terrific.
Iowa wants another timeout.
And of course, Grace now with Seeger. Gorgeous look off the jumper. You can find people.
Watch McCallister's hands.
While Horton again trying to take some air, take some time out. Timmy McCallister playing a sound game on both ends.
He now has 79 steals for the year. Quick hands.
Of course, you got to 2-3 zone. Don't forget about Marble's penetration.
BJ for 3. Rebound, Iowa. 35 seconds left.
Gamble blocked the shot in regulation. That time came up with a big rebound.
Shot clock is off. 25 seconds remain.
Tom Davis making a call.
Marble. Knocked out of bounds, and it's Iowa ball.
Again, that penetration in Lohaus, the long arms, able to get a piece of it.
It's come down to this. Gamble. Yes! The clock is stopped with 1 second.
You watch your big-time players come up with all the plays to help Iowa. And right here, the jubilation, ecstatic. A major, deep shot. And, of course, Billy Tubbs, there's Mo, enjoying the moment. Billy Tubbs looking for more time, Tim.
Clutch basket by Gamble. He has 26 points.
B.J. Armstrong forced the defense back with the dribble. No question. Gamble was going to release it here. I thought Oklahoma got cheated out of at least a second, maybe a second and a half. The tick between 3 and 2. Now, they have had to have rehearsed.
Wow.
I thought the UTEP-Iowa game was one of the finest ones I'd seen all year, and this one topped it tonight.
I think so.
Iowa and Oklahoma, the Hawkeyes and the Sooners slugged it out for 45 minutes tonight, but in the end, it was a life-saving jumper by Kevin Gamble that propelled the Hawks into the West Regional Final on Sunday. Gamble's three-pointer with 1 second left gave the Hawks a 93-91 victory over the Sooners in overtime. Some of the many highlights in the game. For a while, it was all Oklahoma. Tim McCallister's jumper gave the Sooners a 37-21 lead. However, immediately thereafter, the Hawks ran off 19 straight points, capped by Brad Lohaus's layup to make it 40-37 Iowa. Oklahoma led until midway in the second half, then Roy Marble's dunk put the Hawks up 73-71. About 2 minutes left. Darrell Kennedy on the jam. It turned out to be a three-point play, Oklahoma by 5. But with less than a minute to play, B.J. Armstrong buried a three-pointer that tied the game and eventually sent it into overtime. Iowa jumped to a 5-point lead, but Kennedy scored inside. Sooners by 1. Iowa then missed 2 shots, but with time running down, Kevin Gamble connected on a major league three-pointer to give Iowa the victory 93-91. Gamble led the Hawks with 26 points tonight. Heidi Soliday is in Seattle. She'll have...
They can upset the nation's top-ranked team, UNLV. Last night, the Hawks came away with another dramatic victory, defeating Oklahoma in overtime. Heidi Soliday was there, and she has this wrap-up report from Seattle.
Just as they've done all season long, the Iowa Hawkeyes had a thrilling comeback victory last night against Oklahoma in the West Regional. Not only did it give Iowa 30 wins for the season, but it also kept Iowa coach Tom Davis undefeated in overtime games.
I thought Oklahoma was playing extremely well and really taking it to us in every way, beating us to loose balls, getting second shots, and just a little sharper than we were in that early going. They're a heck of a ball club. But we've come back from more than 16 down, and I think the team had confidence that they could do it. I don't know that they knew they were going to do it, but we just felt that we were in good shape at halftime.
I seen the clock running down, about 10, 11 seconds left. BJ just penetrated, and a couple of guys collapsed on him. I got my feet under me, and I felt pretty good about it when I released it. And lucky it went down.
You know, we took it, and Kevin was open, and he's been shooting like he was shooting in practice, and he just stuck it tonight.
We ran the best play that we had, and we ran it successfully on that part of it. But there was a charge there. You go check the replay, it shows it.
I wanted to win it. I guess we just didn't execute or whatever, didn't play hard enough. But everybody has to win, somebody has to lose.
The Iowa Hawkeyes have made it to the NCAA basketball tournament 8 out of the last 9 years. And come Sunday afternoon, they'll be looking for their 4th trip to the Final Four. From the Kingdome in Seattle.